Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Good. How are you today?
Good.
Good.
Rainy day.
Yeah, I know. I got out there a little bit for a walk and stuff, but hopefully might clear up later, but it also.
Mark, you told me that the rain was going to start at 2, and I go start walking Gracie, and I don't make it home.
Mhm.
It started
I
a lot earlier than 2.
I know. I was out walking too, and I brought my umbrella, but by two, holy cow, it was pissing down. Awful.
Yeah, and two on my walk, 2 bungalows came up in my neighborhood for sale, by
Oh,
the way.
nice. Are they priced right or what?
No,
Okay, so let's talk
one,
about it.
well, one's coming soon, and the other one is it's too high for what it is, but it's
Right.
not
So,
hugely too high.
well, it doesn't have to be hugely too high. If it's too high, this is the problem that again, this video, we're going to talk a little bit about terminations and relists. And usually when we see that in a market, it has to do with the pricing. And I really believe that 25 to 30% of the inventory in the market today is overpriced. Pricing is wrong in so many categories: condos, detached, lower price ranges, mid price ranges, high price range. I find it a disaster out there. I really do. Seeing that many terminations on one
Well,
day.
the market's really slow, and I think what's happening, like people are trying to get some kind of action somehow.
But why wouldn't they price? I agree, but some of these terminations that I'm seeing on the board have been listed. Some have been listed for over a year. Some have 200 days. Some have 150 days, and we're not seeing. So to me, that was the price right from day one.
Yeah, so you want me
I,
to share the screen and the numbers?
yeah, in 1 sec. So when before Dan does that, I did a background little check on things for the day yesterday, and notice a lot of different properties in different areas, anywhere from condos to detached, and even some in Innisfil and Springwater or Medante. And I was alarmed at some of the days on market. So uh, I think sellers really need to pay attention, Diana. I think they need to pay attention to what's listed, what has sold, and keep in mind that the market isn't good in this sense. It's when we say good, I'm saying if it's good, that means it's back 2022. We're comparing to anything. Last year the market was stronger than it was right now, right? Luckily, prices aren't really down very much, 1 or 2 points. So people need to keep that in mind is where I'm
Well,
going.
the other thing too is not everybody's canceling and relisting lower.
Oh no, not even close.
No,
Some
they're
are,
just trying to get some actions or some showings by making it look like a new listing again.
and that doesn't. I mean, and it's
It
just
works.
it works until you hit till the agent hits history button goes,
Mark,
oh
I'm telling you, I did one on Wellington Street once, listed for 3 or 4 weeks, no action. Okay, nothing. We had like 2 showings. So I
yeah,
told my clients, okay, let's try cancel and relist.
yeah,
Same price.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Within 2 hours, we get a showing.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 hours, we get an offer. And the agent wanted it done by 10 o'clock that night because she
Right.
thought it was brand new that day.
Yeah.
A Toronto agent, and they gave us full price.
Right. So there you go. I agree. It does.
You
It does.
you give agents far too much credit if you think they're all going at the history.
Oh yeah, I agree. They're not. No, I agree. I don't give them good credit because they don't know where the history button's located. Let's just say that. So,
We do it.
oh, I live on the history button.
Yeah, but not everybody does it. That
Oh,
agent
I
came
know.
in, and I said to my clients, and her mom was in her 90s, and she's like at Roberta Place, with
Yeah.
heart issues, and I'm running over there at 10 o'clock at night and trying to keep her awake so
Yeah.
she can sign this thing
Yeah.
because like it was ridiculous. They gave us full price and we couldn't even get a showing.
Yeah. It's good. Pull your screen up. Let's talk about it.
Okay. So this thing that we have here, people.
Right at the top.
Yeah, no, hold on. Why isn't it moving?
I don't know. It's on your end, not mine.
So this is just yesterday, Monday, 27.
Okay.
Hold on.
So 27 were terminated. Okay. So I've been noticing a lot of listings going, like 50 and 65, 70 listings, new listings coming out a day. But keep in mind, 18 of them yesterday were relists. And I think that counted for what, 29% of the new listings were basically older listings. So when
Yeah,
I
they're old
say
listings.
they're old listings, and this is a common thing. I was originally going to do a whole track record for a week, but once I started digging in, it'd be a 4-hour video. So I thought, let's just do the day. There's enough data to talk about for the day and what we see. And what I see is, crazy things. So, maybe take the audience through a couple of these and then we can have a chat more in detail about
Oh yeah,
it.
we'll look at a couple different, couple different pricing scenarios here, because like 8 Culinary Lane was originally at 529.
Mhm.
It went to 477.
Mhm.
And now it's gone down by just $1,000 to 476.
Yep,
153 days on the market.
that's a long time.
Yeah. So this 476, 477 to 476 is basically just,
It's gonna do nothing.
let's change it a little bit just to get it up and take it down and put it back up. That's
Yeah.
all. Right?
But let's also talk about this week too, before we go to the next one. So this week being the first real long weekend of summer, right, where kids are to school, people are running to colleges, big holiday weekend coming up for the week, and the market's going to slow. They should have done some of these triple days on markets like 3 weeks ago. I think you left it too late.
Well,
That's
and the 306 ESSA is a newer build. 499 went to 486, only 25 days. So they're they dropped it a little bit, but they didn't wait too long.
right. So that's the thing. So you can't wait. Like, and the average days, you know what? Not a bad test for that property. We're seeing average days, 25, 30 days in the market. If it's priced decent for
Decent.
the marketplace. Yeah. So not a bad move for that unit to go bang, it's a condo. Not a bad, not a, hey, let's react. Let's take it down by 10. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. You
Nope.
111 Worsley unit 405, 499, relisted at 499, 74 days.
Right.
No change at all.
No change at all. And that's a building with high condo fees. I bet the condo fees are 6 and change.
And most of them have no balconies.
No balconies at all. You're going to need a lot sharper price point for that. I think that's a 1 bedroom. I should have put the 1 bedroom in there too, but I think it's a 1 at that price point. So yeah, it's not sharp. It's not sharp enough for the common element fee.
So 4 Spicy Way unit 617 started at 629.
Yeah,
They're now at 575, 117 days.
it's a long time. It's a long time. 2 bedroom
And that's a
condo.
pretty decent drop. It's 50,000.
Yeah, but right. Why did it take 117 days? You missed the good chunk. You've missed the spring market, really. You missed it all by being priced at that 629, 629.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 bedroom and a den that, yeah, I mean, they sell, but those higher price point condos, you and I both know, they're harder sells, and that's in the harder sell category. And you waited 117 days to adjust that price point and missed the whole spring market. Now we're coming into a holiday market where we're kicking on the sandals and we're on the beach. Let's be honest. Bad timing. Doesn't make sense.
Well, this one is interesting to me. Tobias Lane was listed at 499 in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Then they relisted it in 2024 for 649.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're down to 637.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 46 days on the market.
And that's a chunk of days for that price point and barrier on the market in that price range.
Well, Mark, oh shoot.
Log back.
No, I had it pulled up here.
It's okay. Just go back, pull it up.
No, I can't.
We'll add another field. Go back into your screen and pull up Trev again. It's not a big deal. Let's pull it up.
Oh yeah, you guys won't see it, will you? Oh, you know what? I'll stop the share.
Stop the share and then just go back on.
Yeah, because so remember this, people. It started at 649. It went to 637,999. Okay, remember that, Mark.
Okay.
637.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was just on Treb and I had Tobias pulled up. the last sale.
Okay, good. So this is the other part that we wanted to show. We're not just gonna, yes, we're gonna go through the list and show the viewers what we see and relist it and it's kind of 30% of the inventory, but we want to go and show kind of on some that this is where it should be priced based on a sale. And too many people are pricing it based on what is listed in the neighborhood or what's listed in the building. And that's not the market for that. To me, that is testing the market and let's see. Well, let's be honest. Everybody else has tried that and it's not working because we can go back and hit the history button and see days on market.
Well, and you know what, between you and I mean, I don't really want, I don't want to dog an agent.
But I'm going to call a spade a spade. That I will. I mean, if someone isn't actively looking at the board and actively providing information and guiding that client, or they're just going, oh, well, here you go. Here's the comps, and they throw 3 or 4 pieces of paper. And I've heard stories from people calling me, well, where did you get your price point from? Well, our agent said it's worth 1.2. 4 months later, they sell it for 965, and they call me and I go, where did the 1.2 come from? Oh, she just said that's what they're going to get. They probably provide you the wrong comps. For one, didn't really assess your property properly. That's going on in the market. And I don't care who I'm dogging, but I'm being honest.
Well, this one, okay, I think 9. Well, I can't remember if it was a mid-unit or not, but this one was listed for 635, was on the market 14 days, sold for 625.
Yeah, right. Mid-unit, right. And that's the right price point, right?
So then there's another one that sold for 632.5, April 26th.
Right. And then,
and I can't, the way these pictures get taken, I think it's an end.
Yes, I do too. It is.
So 632 was an end.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're at 637, I said now?
637, correct. Correct. But there it is right there.
Well, they are also an end.
46 days. Townhouses priced properly. We'll sell in 20.
Well, this is at the 649 price, right?
Right.
So the other one was 632 it sold for, and it was also an end.
Right. So, right. So,
oh, shoot. So what I want to do now is go back to, which I will.
Yep.
Go back to our spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So they try to, I don't understand this 499 in 2023. I believe they were withholding offers, but just so you know that the comments get taken off, the brokerage remarks get removed.
For what? What do you mean?
Well, in older listings, when I go back to 2023, I can't see if they withheld.
Oh, I see. Looking at that price point, they withheld and they didn't get the price they wanted to. Right? They could have got an offer. They would have got people at that price point in 2023. The market was a little bit busier and it was hot for a while. The spring market was pretty on fire back then. We couldn't believe it. Right? March, April, May was pretty strong. So there was a seller to me that had an unrealistic price point, and I don't care. I just don't understand that. I just think a lot of people still think we're in a real, the buyers are willing to give you more for your profit. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
Okay, so look at 24A Burnick. Burnick is like there is a high rental area over there with students and stuff.
It's too high.
Original price was 749. They went to 729. The market was on 74 days. But they bought it in 2022 for 732.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about that. So that property in Burdick today at the semi-detached is probably a 625 sell at best. Okay. How many times have we seen this? And people bought in 2022, and I just went through some offer negotiations this month with two properties that are people bought in 2022, one bought in 2021 and one at an unrealistic number. And they're trying to convince me that, well, that's a good deal. If it was a good deal, this is my comments to the agent. If it was a good deal, you would have been sold by now.
Exactly.
I told her. So don't give me your BS and think it was a good deal to be sold. I think the value is great. Well, obviously it's not great because you've been, the sold side would have been on in first 4 or 5 days. So sellers are just, and I know it's tough to take a loss. I've done in the stock market and it's not a fun thing to do, but sometimes you just have to say, take the loss and move on and price it properly. There's a bid and ask, and when you flip stocks, no different from a realty. Here's what a buyer's going to bid for your property. You can ask whatever you want. You can take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm. So 23 Rochester, 839 went to 828, 26 days.
Okay, so let me talk because I did a deal on the unit right beside there.
Well, you know what the problem is there. They paid a high price too.
Yeah, they did because it's new. It's a new build, right? They probably bought it, but that block bought in 2021. So they're not underwater. The people that bought in 2022 are underwater, but that block of townhouses were done in 2021 and paid, I think, 630, 640 highest. So at the 820, at the 828 now, it's an end unit. I love the location. The location's great. 10 out of 10. Schools, 10 out of 10. Price point here, it's way out to lunch at the 828. We're not seeing 828 townhome sell. We're not. I saw one a couple streets over for 811, but it had nicer stonework, but the valuation there is still too high.
Mhm.
I think it is too high still, right?
So we have 1963 Romana Court,
Yes.
975, 700 down to 880.
Yeah.
282 days on the market with only 2 price changes in that time.
Mhm. Big numbers, eh?
Well, I think, okay, you've gone down almost 100,000, but you've been listed like 3/4 of a year now.
It's not going to do nothing at that price point. Can
No,
you pull the listing up, Dan? You got Treb open. Let's pull it up.
I do.
Yeah.
Are you seeing it?
I'm not seeing it, but I want to see the listing again because I just want.
No, are you seeing the Treb screen?
Hey, I'm seeing what you're doing. Yeah.
It's 1963.
Yeah.
Our little faces are in front of the submit button. This is Innisfil. I thought it was.
I know when you put Barry, I go, huh? Yeah. Let's pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so almost see the square footage. That's
Oh,
probably
hold
under.
on. No square footage.
No, sir. Well, look at the house that's another thing. Put the square footage on. It really helps, right? But looking at that, go back to the picture. That's under 2,000 square feet probably. Let's just see if we hear anything in there. 4-bedroom.
3 bath. I bet you it's close to 2,000.
Close. Let's see. We get a better idea. I don't think it's 2,000.
4 bedrooms usually here in this neighborhood usually are close to it. Yeah, it's big, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Give it 2,000.
Oh, there's the kicker.
Or one of the bedrooms in the main level.
Yep.
That's I kind of like that, to be honest. I think that gives options.
Yeah, but
You lose living space. That's
yeah,
the,
look how small the living room is now.
right. I like the option, but you're giving something up for it.
Like the main area when you walk in the door
Yep.
is pretty big, but it's away from the kitchen and the other area. Like it's cut up weird.
Yep.
And then you lose, like, if you didn't have that bedroom, imagine that living room there.
Right. That size of living room, it's like a townhouse living room.
Yeah.
It seems like it's squished, right? You lose a lot of that depth. That's why it's not selling.
Mm-hmm.
Because at 880, if that was opened up, that wall was taken down, I think you get it, because I think
Yeah, I think so too. It's not that small.
it's not, and I think that the presentation's there. Like it shows well, it's presented well.
Yeah,
It's not,
backyard's nice.
yeah, it's not a bad price point, but we know where they're getting beat up,
Yeah,
right?
I've had those listings. Um, I've had those listings with weird layouts and
They're hard.
they're hard.
Yep, they're hard. Okay, well, I'm glad you showed it. And this is, so now, we just,
So
now
if
we
you
know.
go to the history, yeah, so this is, they started actually at 975, 700.
Wait, and let's go, so in November,
I don't
why?
even think we have that because I don't think you went back that far.
No, I probably didn't, right?
No.
So, but that's, you can see, right? That's not the right price point. That's not the right price point. And I think they're gonna still struggle with this 880 price point.
Yeah, I mean, I think what yeah, you do have it, 282 days. Um, I think what the big problem is when you have a challenge with something like that, uh in a market that's very, very saturated with listings, anything that has like something weird about it has a problem.
100%.
Like
And
if you have 3 kids and you're the parents now, if the kids are teenagers, I'm all for them being upstairs and I don't have to listen to them and I'm on the main floor.
yeah,
But if they're little kids
yep,
and they're having nightmares, my kids are still crawling in my room, sleeping on the floor at 10 years old.
right. They're not, mom and dad aren't sleeping in the main level, right? I think,
No, like you're too, and then either you or the kid, when there's a nightmare or a problem in the middle of the night, are trying to navigate all these stairs when you're half asleep.
yeah, I agree. I agree. And then you sacrifice all the living space. That living space is really narrow. You feel like you're in a townhome on Fairlane,
Yeah,
right? Like everything's just squished.
yeah.
So, that's it. The price point's got to be sharper than the 880 to sell that. Like, I know what I'd be telling my folks, get rid of that wall, open that up, spend some money, but then you'll sell it. Because I think the 880
You
is
know what you can do, Mark, which I've done? Instead of removing the whole wall, you can leave the header and the sides and just open up a big square in the middle, because then you can leave the beam in the ceiling.
Yeah, we don't, I mean, we'd have to, I don't, I think they've just put that up, that there's no way the builder would have done that house like that. There's no way. I think they made a room out of that. That's
You
me.
think so?
When's the last time you saw a 2-story with a bedroom on the main level? Never.
No, but there was an ensuite too with a soaker tub down there.
Well, they did it. They took some
Yeah,
space,
maybe.
right? Builder would have done that. Or if the build, because I think they bought that in 2000 and what? For 2 and change we saw, but whatever. Doesn't, yeah, go back. It doesn't matter if you're there. I'd be curious. Yeah, let's go back now. You got me really thinking now. I want to see the old listing on it
Oh, okay.
to see if it's in there.
4 bedrooms.
Yeah.
Okay, see, these people had it laid out different, just like I said.
Okay.
They
Where's
put
the,
they put the living room in that front big room.
right?
And you see this is you see where they have their living room now, they put their dining table.
Right. Right.
Because that brick wall was there, right?
Yeah.
So instead they just put the dining table in there and the living room was in the front of the house. Because that's what I said to you, that one room at the front is big. So that's where that's where they put their living room, was in the front.
The odd layout, it's tough to sell.
It is. Okay, let me go back. It is. That's the problem. Whenever you have something weird like that.
Yep. Yep.
Now this one I love, 1451 Prentice in Innisfil, because it started at 125 and then they relisted it at 999 and
Okay,
they
so let's
withheld
talk-
offers.
Right, the withheld offers, and let's talk about that before we, then I'll sorry to interrupt you, but how many times have we seen that, right? And of course, I'm a big fan of the history button, and then we know 999, like, we know, it's telling them that we want this, but we're gonna drive the traffic for that, and hopefully you give us this. That never works.
Mark, that isn't even
Higher
what
price.
I am, listen, that's not even what has totally confused me.
Well,
Look
I
at
know,
the relist price.
I know.
It's higher than the original.
Hello,
How did that happen? It was at
I
125.
know, Bob, the market went up. The market,
Oh, is that why?
that's why.
Okay.
And Innisfil has about 195 listings from a million and above, just to let everybody know that. So the competition is fierce down there. And if you are not priced correctly in that category, Diane, you ain't selling, because less than 5% on a monthly basis is turning in that higher range.
Yes. And
85.
it's been on the market 87 days. I just actually pulled that up after you sent me some numbers because I thought you'd made a mistake.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why would you list it higher than you even had it to begin with?
Yep.
Makes no friggin' sense.
And before you know it, that listing is going to be 287 days, because it's not, there's an abundance of inventory in Innisfil. We cover it in detail.
So 48 Prince William started at 1149, went to 999, 27 days.
Okay, they reacted, and Prince William's a busy street. I mean, I like the area. Don't like that busy street because it's even busier.
Are they withholding at 999?
Pull it up. Let's go check. We're on track. I don't think they are, but let's go. I think they're not, but
I think they're not either, because I have been, some of these things you sent me,
I would love to know if they were.
I double checked things because some numbers looked funny.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe you just made a mistake. Was it 48 Prince William?
Yep.
Yes.
Prince of Wales. Okay.
Is this it? Yeah.
Okay.
We're running out of time.
Okay, that's good. We'll cover some. So right away, I'm going to make a point that these pictures aren't sized properly. We probably took them on an iPhone. Okay, that's the first thing that I see is I can tell that they are not professional pictures. At least the front one isn't. Offers accepted any time.
I got to go back to client full. So when I put it on client full, Mark, I can't see the offer date.
Okay, there's none. Okay,
No, there's none.
so let's go through the pictures now since we're here, because we're running out of time. This is one.
Oh,
So right away, we can't make heads or tails of this layout. It's hard. That's the right price point for the property on that size in that area, but it's hard. Like, it's hard to get a feel for the property, right? This type of my belief, any type of a listing needs professional photos. That's the number one thing that this house is lacking. It doesn't show off the house at all. It's hard to run the flow.
so is this off the kitchen?
I don't know. I don't know. That's the problem. It's hard to navigate this to figure it out.
It's
So-
off this room is off the kitchen where the
Right.
couches are.
Yeah.
I don't
Right.
know where the dining room is.
Yeah. So sellers, people thinking of selling, make sure your agent.
Well, it's funny. Some of the pictures look okay.
Yeah, well.
Like this looks like a photographer took it.
Well, or a good iPhone, but I can tell by the sizing,
Well,
maybe.
no, you could tell by the other ones. They were all crooked and stuff.
Yeah,
Right? The beginning ones, there was crookedness and there was stuff where these ones, you don't see that.
is the basement finished? No, I don't think it is. Mill might be, maybe. maybe, I don't know.
It says basement full, but it doesn't say whether it's finished or not. That's another thing. And this is a big pet peeve of mine too. We're going to run out of time, but this is another thing that's a big pet peeve. Why don't you just put all the information there, Mark? Put the friggin' square footage. Say how big the house is.
The
Say
room.
like you would
Yep,
have. Well, and I had an agent that was selling one in Barrie saying to me, like it's in the listing, and I even put in the comments, it was 1,560 square feet. He said, everybody comes and the comments, the feedback, it's too small. He's like, did nobody look at the bloody thing? Like I wrote it in there, but how many people, when we're looking at listings, the information isn't there?
Oh, a lot of times it's missing something. Either it's average age, it's missing the average square footage on Treb, or some I've even seen don't even put the room measurements. I've seen that too.
And how about the condos? Parking, what's included? How many are wrong?
There's lots. So, and that affects a sale. The information isn't there. You've lost the viewer, they're moving on. We won't be able to go through some of these other ones, but you can kind of see an idea of.
Well, yeah. So what I wanted to do is kind of, like Wild Ginger and Midhurst, 1099 went to 999 at 899, 68 days. They're aggressively trying to do something. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, pretty much.
2 Country Lane, 999, obviously tried to get a bidding war because then it went to 1099.
Then down to 970.
Now they're down to 970, 36 days.
Yeah.
And Suzuki's in the new subdivision off Ardagh, they were at 179, went to 1049. Now they're at 999. They're not withholding offers. I looked it up.
Yeah.
In 12 days, but they also listed it for lease, Mark, for 3,300.
So listed for days on market 12 at that rapid decrease. They want this gone. There's days, right?
Yeah.
Again, we don't have time to go through comparables on there, but that's again, probably the pricing still could be skewed without us really going into it, but that jumps off.
It's a brand new build. It looks like brand new. Yeah. So they put it for lease and for sale on the same day.
Yeah.
So this one is interesting to me. 1783 County Road 6 in Springwater, 1.25, cancel and relist at the same price.
Yeah.
96 days on market. They tried in 2022 at that exact same price.
Yeah. So that seller's just saying, I'll sell it if I get my number. You know,
I think so. Because 2022 was a hot market.
Hot market. Yeah.
If you couldn't sell it at 1.25 then,
you ain't getting it today.
You ain't getting it now.
They got 30%.
Yeah.
30% right at the top.
And this one, 1304 Bass Lake in Oro, 2699. It's at 185 now since 2022. It's been listed, and there's been 5 price changes. So I didn't even go through them all.
No, I know.
Because they actually canceled and relisted 3 or 4 times at 2.1.
Yeah. Interesting.
Now this 3730, I don't know if you realized, was in Friday Harbor.
I did. Yep.
And it was listed at, this is another one. This is another one that I looked up because I thought you screwed it up.
Yeah.
3495.
Yep.
Went to 3195. Got canceled and relisted at 3295.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, summer's here, so let's raise it 100 grand because there's demand.
Mark, nothing in Friday Harbor this year is sold over 875 is the highest sale.
2022, Friday Harbor was hot. 2024, Friday Harbor's dead.
225 days on the market.
There's much better waterfront, and I remember some of those bigger units they're selling in the high 2s, and I go, what? You're crazy. You're overlooking a marina. To me, that's not waterfront living. When I'm looking over and watching the sunset come up, I don't want to look over a marina. I want to look over the water with an obstructive, nothing in my view except.
Well, and this one is like a house. It's like a big condo house. Like
you're still overlooking. Yeah, you're still overlooking that where all the boats are.
Yeah.
To me, that's not waterfront. That's me. Okay, remember, folks, if you like this, share any questions on the barriers to real estate market, Simcoe County, reach out to Dan and myself. And follow us for more information, because we're on it.
Yeah. And sometimes canceling relisting works, Mark.
It does, it does, does. All right. Enjoy your
For
day.
those people that don't actually pay attention.
Yes. And hit the history button.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
See ya.